Hello everyone, how's it going? This is Madman Reviews. This time we bring you a collection of the best 44 Magnum rifles you can find. Many have heard already how the mighty 44 Magnum is around in Dirty Harry's strongest handgun. Okay, actually it was the strongest handgun that was in production at the time Dirty Harry was made, and it has long been eclipsed by other handguns on other calibers. One has to take a look at the 500 Smith Wesson Magnum, or the Magnum Research BFR, in 4570. However, we have not come here today in order to discuss handguns, even if we do talk about a handgun caliber. We're looking at rifles chambered in 44 Magnum. While there are stronger calibers out there, that does not mean the 44 Magnum is to be trifled with, especially when shot out of the longer barrel of a rifle. 44 Magnum rifles are well suited for home defense, plinking, and of course hunting. They pack a punch that gives them the practicality of a shotgun when it comes to defense. Like the good old shotgun, they are a man-stopper and barely even require more than one round on target to achieve that. For that, they come with less muzzle flash and less blast. Also, they're very good brush guns. Instead of light rounds going very fast that can be easily deflected by the twigs and leaves and brushes, these slow and heavy rounds punch their way through to the intended target. Knowing already from the revolver Model 29 what a force the 44 Magnum can deliver, you should never forget that barrel length plays an important role. The most common barrel length for the Model 29 is just 6 inches. A rifle comes in 18 inches or more. That adds an easy 300 to 400 feet per second to the round. While the model range of 44 Magnum rifles cannot compete with the AR-15, that does not mean that they do not exist. The 44 Magnum has been around for a while, and being a revolver cartridge, that has led to the typical cowboy development. That is, to have a rifle chambered in the same round as you have in your revolver. Comparing the 44 Magnum rifles once more to the AR-15, you might be a little bit disappointed when it comes to capacity. Typically, the numbers are 8 to 10, while the AR-15s brings an easy 30 rounds, if not more, depending on the magazine that you use. However, there is something with these numbers you might want to keep in mind. The AR-15 is meant for suppression, and this means it needs a lot of rounds that are one-for-one rather cheap and weak. The 44 Magnum is meant for a one-shot solution. This means it comes with a few rounds that are very heavy and very powerful. If you want to compare a 44 Magnum rifle and an AR-15, the former needs one hit to reliably down a target, and this hit does not even have to be very good. The latter needs easily 3 hits to achieve the same guaranteed neutralization effect. For you, this leaves you with the option to go for spray and pray with an AR-15 or hit and down with a 44 Magnum rifle. Now, with such power, there comes a cost. You have to expect a price somewhere in the range of $700 to $2,000 if you want to go with the big brother of Dirty Harry's gun in 44 Magnum. But it is worth it. It actually saves you the same money. You do not need an AR-15 to wound, a shotgun to stop, and a .357 Magnum revolver to end a target. You just need one rifle and sweet big 44 Magnum. Did I convince you to go for the big 44 Magnum? Great, then here's the list. All the links to the models mentioned here you can find in the description. Hit the like button and subscribe, and share the video with your friends if you like what you see. Marlin 1894. The Marlin 1894 is still in production today, and it's a real workhorse. As little over $700, you cannot expect custom shop quality, but you get a rifle that goes bang when you pull the trigger. It comes with a hammer block safety. This means you can keep a round in the chamber and the hammer down without having to worry about an accidental discharge. Furthermore, the receiver is tapped so that you can install a scope. However, as it is a lever-action rifle, you might just go with the real cowboy feeling and use the iron sights. The gun comes as a standard with a 20-inch barrel and a tubular magazine that holds 10 rounds. Also, it has a nice blued finish and a good old walnut stock that makes it look like it was just taken out of the old Wild West. Henry Big Boy. Of course, there's a Marlin lever-action rifle in 44 Magnum. There's also a model from Henry. This is the Henry Big Boy series that offers chamberings in this round too. There are also versions and other chamberings, for example in 45 Colt or in .357 Magnum. However, with 44 Magnum, you cannot go wrong. The Big Boy Classic is a good model of Henry with which you can start, but you might also opt for a carbine. Both come in a blued steel finish, but the Classic has a 20-inch barrel as opposed to the 16.5-inch of a carbine. It is a question of taste. If you want more of the cowboy action style or a lighter and more handier version. The prices are not that much higher, with as of now around $750 to $850 for the Classic and the carbine version, respectively. Winchester Model 1892. Staying in the realm of lever-action rifles, there might be one or more out there. Who knows the times that the cowboys might remember. Also that there is a company called Winchester that made really good models. Of course, this old company has not failed to produce one variant in the heavy and powerful 44 Magnum, but Here again, you might also fall in love with some other chamberings. Those come in 44, 40, and 45 Colt, for example. The Winchester comes in a beautiful walnut stock and furniture in a nice blued steel finish with a 20-inch barrel. The tubular magazine has enough length to hold 10 rounds of the mighty 44 Magnum. You might get one in a little bit under $900, and this gun is worth every penny. It's an all-time classic of American history. The Ruger Model 44. If you're not that much into cowboys, but you do like heavy-hitting round that reliably downs a target with one hit, you can have a rather modern rifle. Okay, rather modern is not necessarily modern, but with this model, we move from the Wild West to the times of the Mini 14. What gun might that be? The Ruger Model 44. It's a semi-automatic carbine with an open-top receiver and an 18.5-inch barrel. It feeds from a rotary magazine holding 4 rounds and uses open sights. The downside is that the production ran from 2000 to 2006, so if you want one, you need to find it on the second-hand market, but it's still worth having one. Ruger Model 7744. Not a semi-automatic, but still a nice rifle is a Ruger 7744. This is a bolt-action rifle with a receiver reminding you of a Mauser. It comes with a 3-position safety. The 7744 also has a rotary magazine with 4 rounds and an 18.5-inch barrel. As a bolt-action rifle and with scope mounts in the receiver, it will serve you well as a hunting rifle. You can get it with a blued receiver and a walnut stock or a synthetic stock and a blued or stainless receiver. It goes for a little under $1,000, but you get a lot of bang for your buck with it. There you have it, guys. The best rifles at Chambers, the 44 Magnum. Enjoy life, and see you next time.